Okay, we're doing a sewer inspection. We are out about 100 feet from the clean out in the basement in that crawl space. And we're at a spot that you can see a pretty massive shift in the pipe, and definitely some debris being held there. Now as I try and go forward, I'm going to show I actually can't get through this spot with the camera. Okay, so right there at 100 and some odd feet, you definitely have an obstruction. We can't get through it with the camera. Sewage will get caught there, but as well as that joint will continue to shift until it collapses. Now we'll pull back and we'll see what the rest of it looks like towards the house. So here we've got a little shift there, not nearly as big. Again, so this is in a clay pipe, and we just have some joints that are pretty ugly. You can see some fracturing there at the bottom right-hand corner, just that white line, and then there's the joint right by it. So it's showing that the clay is actually weakening and breaking slightly. And so these joints where you see these slight shifts, they're just earlier in the progression of shifting, like that joint that we had at 100 feet. Okay, and here we have some stuff coming in on the side of the pipe, and you can see how this one is actually shifted. There on the top left-hand corner, you can see just a small fracture, a hairline fracture, but you can see the pipe is cantered down and to the right. Okay, we have another large shift there, and you can see it's holding debris there at the bottom as well, so that shift is settling and creating a little bit of a low spot. Okay, we've got more. You can see this debris just wants to fall in. So you've got a low spot being created there at 76 feet. Water's escaping the pipe and eroding the soil underneath it, causing that joint to shift and settle. Here's a joint that doesn't look as bad, but then there's something hanging out on the left side of the pipe. Here again, you can see some fracturing. So you've got that kind of white line right there on the bottom of the pipe, curving up and around, and then there you've got the joint. Here we've got another larger joint, and it's settling down, creating a belly again. We've got the same thing there. We've got a 45-degree bend off to the left, and it's holding water. Here's a larger offset, or it's a separation. You can actually see, let's see if I can move the camera again. You can see to the top right, you're definitely pulling apart at this section. The pipe, as it settled elsewhere, has pulled this one to where it's falling out of the joint. Here we've got another belly. You can see where we've got a bigger crack right up to the right and out of the water. So, yeah, right there to the right. And again, it's a large separation. It's pulling apart. You can see a pretty big gap on that one. So same thing going on. More of the same, another crack, another belly developing, so his pipe is starting to do the roller coaster effect. You get ups and downs and ups and downs. Okay, so here's your repair. This is where you've got the ABS, that black plastic out there. Let's see if I can clean the lens again. Okay, you do have just a very small little shift there. It's not holding quite tight. I'm going to definitely recommend changing the band type, the type of fitting that's holding that together, to one that is code approved. We call it a shear band. Again, you can see a little bit right there. The problem isn't that you have that little shift now, it's that with the type of bend that you have, that shift will increase over time after you backfill it. You're going to get very large offsets at those joints. Okay, right behind we've got more of the same, another shift, another belly. This one's a little bit longer. You can see there was more standing water, and then that joint right there, it's a pretty dang good separation. Again there, and again there. That's a big shift, big separation. And we pull back into cast iron. It looks like. Oh, maybe not. I'm wondering if that's Orangeburg pipe, which is essentially black tar paper. You can see how the pipe it's kind of a smooth, well, fairly smooth black, and then you've got a big piece pushing up right there. What happens is that pipe is a tar paper essentially, and it will be compressed with the soil, and it'll actually compact. And as you go to clean it one of these days, you could definitely rip through the side of the pipe. Again, you see a little bit more of it right there. It's just the pipe is sitting on a rock, and that rock is pushing up and compressing that tar paper pipe. More there. Now we're sitting in a big low spot as well. And there we're into some cast iron. You can see the difference. You have that rusty color there. That rusty color you couldn't see in that Orangeburg pipe. Because it's tar paper, but here you can tell the difference because it's got a little bit of pitting, you've got some black, but then you have that orange and that rusty color. So pretty clear difference. And here you've got a little bit of a shift. You can see how it drops down. We're into this ABS, up and out.